We're showing you proper care and feeding of your gas blowback CO2 pistols in this episode of Tech Tips. If you guys watch our videos, you know we're a big fan of the 1911A1 TAC by Elite Force, and we carry it just about everywhere. I mean, our personal one has a little wear on it, and by a little, we mean a lot, because it's attended every single game we've been to almost for the past year. So when they sent us their brand new Red Jacket 1911 pistol to look at, which is physically the same pistol, just without the threaded barrel, and you get the great Red Jacket trades. By the way, we're big fans of the show, Sons of Gun, awesome. We're gonna do a review. Then we decided, you know what, we're not. So if you wanna watch the review, check it right here. We are actually going to be doing a maintenance and care video for the pistols. So you have a certain amount of maintenance that you're going to have to do with any airsoft gas blowback pistol or rifle. And these especially because of the CO2 and the kick and the power these things have. First, the most important thing is when you're using the CO2. Now this one is a Crossman brand. We prefer the Umarex, and the reason we do is because the Umarex actually has a little bit of silicone oil in each of these. So what you get when you pick these up at Walmart or whatever big box store you get them, these don't, and that's why we're actually showing you this one. It's not that they're bad, these are fine, they work. We just prefer the Umarex because it has lubrication. This one doesn't. So one of the biggest things you need to do is put a little bit of silicone oil, a drop or two, right at the very top, the part that gets punctured when you put it into your magazine. So a drop or two every time you load a fresh one. That's gonna help you out with lubricating during the shooting process. So that's the first and foremost thing you should be doing. The second thing for these around the actual pistol is never, ever dry fire it. And I know it's tempting. I know you've watched our videos and you've seen us do it. It is terrible for these pistols. I mean, we actually wear them out on purpose to try to test them. And dry firing is a good way to really wear your pistol down quick, but it is a terrible idea if you want to keep your pistol up and running. The reason being behind that is when you actually have BBs in here, it builds up back pressure, and that's what the pistol is designed around. So when you dry fire it, there's no back pressure. There's nothing to stop that huge burst of air going down the barrel. So there's actually more oomph to slam this thing to the back and slam it forward. And it's more that back that ends up breaking it. So over time you end up wearing your pistol out really fast. I mean, we're talking taking years off of its life. So also just don't dry fire these things. It's terrible on them. And third, it's lubrication and maintenance and cleaning after each use. Now, unlike a real firearm, you can probably skip the cleaning every single time, but we do recommend you lubricate this thing quite often. So after 2 or 3 mags, like when I say a mag, I'm not actually shot, but actually 2 or 3 cylinder changes here, the CO2 Powerlets, put a little bit of silicone oil here at the top of the magazine where the rubber gasket is, and maybe a drop down here at the fill valve, even though you're putting it on top of the CO2 each time. That really helps keep the gaskets and the O-rings inside of this thing in tip-top shape and not drying out on you. Also, when you disassemble the gun, we recommend lubing up all the metal parts and moving parts inside. Just remember, you've got a lot of options for lubrication. And I would recommend, for us, we use real gun lube on the metal to metal parts, but if it's petroleum based like this, we really don't recommend putting it on any of the plastic parts. There's some concern that it might prematurely wear out the O-rings and things like that. What's really safe is the silicone oil with the cap on it and all that, and you'll usually get them in with a lot of the cheaper gas guns. They include it. Any kind of silicone oil works. We like this one because it's thick, but you can use thin oil, and there's a lot of companies that actually have out there. There's tons of companies that have a great thin silicone oil. So you want to put that on any of the plastic components inside. So like the loading ramp nozzle, the little cylinder inside, anything like that. Or if you guys don't want to use the gun lube, it's no big deal. You can put this on everything inside of the gun. This is actually the one safe thing that'll work across the boards. And that's it. I mean, you only need to lubricate this thing with the slide and the rails and clean it inside about once every 5 or 6 games. It's not that big of a deal. And if you guys do this, you're going to have an extremely long life out of your pistol. Like I said, our 1911A1 TAC, we use one exclusively in all the games we go to, and it is still up and running after almost a year of hard use. I mean, really hard use. It's because we take care of the pistol. And now that you guys know how to do it, you're going to have a great long lifespan with your Elite Force pistol. And remember, a lot of these tips we just gave you can transfer over to any other gas pistol you own, especially the lubrication, the maintenance, and all that. It's just really important that you take care of your pistol. So If you guys get a chance, pick up one of these new red jacket ones. They are nice. They're just as nice as the other one. We really like it. And this one's gonna end up in our holster for a lot of the games up here coming soon. So we really hope this tip actually helped you guys out. And let me know if you wanna see any other tips. We're really open to a lot of things out there to help you guys keep your stuff up and running great. So just toss it down in the comments. Let us know what you thought. Let us know if we missed anything, and we will hit it up in another episode of our tech tips. Also, don't forget to ask any questions about maintenance you may have or anything like that, and we'll get it answered in our upcoming Q&A show, which starts here in April 2014. Thanks a bunch for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for all the updates.